Hey, welcome to today's video. I hope you are well. If you are new to the channel and you'd like to learn more about cryptocurrencies, hit that subscribe button and obviously press on that bell button. XRP, what will it take to become mainstream? What does it need to do? Why does it need to do it? And ultimately, how long do you have to wait before seeing those prices eventually rise if you are investing? Let's find out. So, hi, welcome to the channel if you're new. Weekly video of something random, but I want to talk about XRP because it's always in the news and it's always doing all these partnerships, and you got other elements that I want to mention as well. Find out in a minute. But ultimately, a lot of XRP investors frustrate the living hell out of me because they are so impatient and they just, wow. And I'll come on to that in a minute, but for me as an investor, I hold a little snippet, not much, of XRP because I do believe it will make money. And that's all I'm in this game for, is just to make money, realistically. I'm an investor. Buy low, sell high. The problem is people get tattooed of XRP logos, they live and dream it, they get their wallpaper done, they get all kinds of stuff done because they're that attached to it. And honestly, if you're going to learn a lesson from this video, don't get attached to something that you do not have any control over. You are literally an investor. That is the biggest problem, and the one thing that I'm seeing people get burnt in this industry is attachment. So, XRP right now, it's incredibly good value. Okay, I think it's good value because of what it is. I've done my research. I'm not going to fully endorse it. I'm not going to go, this is what's going to happen, because I have no idea. But I've done my research and I put what I want to lose, possibly risk, into a coin for the long term. That's it. That's all you need to do. The problem is too many people get far too engulfed in it and they just keep buying at the tops for some reason. I don't know why. They don't wait for these, or they don't sell at the tops and they don't rebuy low. See my ADA video on how to do that. But ultimately, what is XRP? Now, if you are new to this industry, XRP is something you'll hear a lot of. And you'll also see a lot of inflated price predictions, which are bollocks basically. But ultimately, you've got to figure out what it is for you. Will you invest in something that is close to centralized systems such as banking? Why not? That's why I do it. Or do you invest in something because of decentralization? It's still very much on the fence as in what way this swings. So personally, don't take it offensive if you think it's centralized. Don't take it offensive if it's decentralized. Same reason why people fight over Bitcoin versus XRP. I don't give a shit. I honestly don't. And ultimately for me, as an investor, I have Bitcoin. I also have XRP. Who cares? Anyways, so what is it? It's an enterprise, that use case of, a use case basically for banks and payment. Cross-borderless payments. So you can send money to someone in another country, whatever, very, very quickly without jumping on an aircraft and doing it yourself. Because that's essentially the problem. Liquidity is an issue. We don't have the stuff in place to do that, but XRP gives us that solution. Or Ripple Labs. But a lot of people get really upset when the price doesn't go their way, and I'm going to explain that in a second. But ultimately, my opinion is this: if it's going to get used by the banks for payment processing, for all that kind of providing liquidity around the world for quick, simple, cheap payments, it's a good thing. Really good thing, because it's using the cryptocurrency elements to do a performancing job that we need to do. And we, it's trillions of dollars in the industry that's got an issue. It's a massive issue. It literally would be as easy for me to jump on an aircraft, imagine this is a briefcase, and going over, flying, and then giving it to someone. That's crazy in 2019. But ultimately, let's look at other things. Mainstream news. It needs to get in the mainstream for a number of reasons, because it's going to get used. Banking will get used, but one thing that we are forgetting, the whole industry needs to be up there as well. No one's going to just go XRP because of what it is, because no one really knows what cryptocurrency is. We haven't got adoption yet. We haven't even got nowhere near adoption yet. So the impatient side of it is this: people want results quickly because they believe in the hype, they believe in the rumour, that XRP will be worth eventually 589, will be worth $10,000 because people are putting videos on YouTube saying that it will become that at some point in the future. You don't know. No one knows. No one knows what the price of Bitcoin will be. You're either bullish or you're bearish. So, XRP fork. This is fucking ridiculous. Now, let's look at this. XRP fork unlikely to succeed, obviously, because it's a dick with a bloody bee in his bonnet. Threat of an XRP fork is looming over Ripple. Basically, crypto BitLord has 100,000 followers, but claims to own some XRP, but is unsatisfied due to the price. Well, let me just tell you one thing. It's not just Bitcoin that's doing well recently, or doing bad. Look at the whole alt market. That's Ethereum. Obviously, Ethereum's coming up quite recently. Chainlink, ADA. What else can we look at? Binance Coin. And we'll look at one more. Got hair in my mouth again. Don't get a dog. And Nano. That's just a few examples. They're all doing shit because Bitcoin dominance is going up. Because of that. Doesn't take a rocket scientist. Doesn't matter what the XRP holders are doing. Doesn't matter what Ripple Labs are doing with their tokens. At the end of the day, it's going to come down because the market isn't for altcoins. So because you're doing a little fork, it means nothing. 3,500 signatures over the last 4 weeks. It's absolutely pathetic. And this is a problem with investors. They get too attached and they want success overnight. Take your time. We are in an industry in its infancy. Literally in its infancy. This could go to whatever price it wants to go. Based off people, based off interest, based off volume, based off partnerships, based off developments, based off ultimate usage around the freaking world. The problem is, we don't know what price Bitcoin will be in the future. We don't know what the overall effect will be of proof of work. We don't know the price difference with Ethereum going from POW to POS. We don't know what's going to happen. We also don't know what's going to happen with XRP being actually physically used as a token around the world with multiple different companies, such as banking reforms and freaking payment providers. You cannot be serious on doing this because it's stupid. Why would you do it? Just buy the coin low and sell it high. Freaking out. That's all you need to do. So yeah, what will it take to go on mainstream? Now, one thing I want to mention before I get onto that is this. Ripple cannot control the price of anything. They can't. It's the same as Bitcoin. Bitcoin whales can't really control it that much. They can't go, oh, we're going to go to the moon. No. We're already quite high. They cannot influence the whole market. It's all based on market behaviour. If you've got a lot, yes, you can influence the price a little bit. But ultimately, it's not going to make it go to whatever price they want it to. They can't just put billions into it and just hope it goes up because people will take profits. It's other people to take in consideration. It's not like a pump and dump. It's a bit different when there's a big, massive market cap like this. So, in terms of getting adoption, right, we've got to start looking at this market cap overall of an industry. What is happening overall? How big is the industry? How many people are using it? Why are people using it? All this kind of stuff. What is the Bitcoin dominance like? What are the investors thinking? What are the investors using? It doesn't matter. Joe Bloggs, aged 82, in Santander Bank, won't care how his money gets to Uganda, for example, because he's just sent some money over to a charity. He doesn't give a shit. But people like us will, because we're invested in the actual company. We need more people who are going to use the protocols developed by Ripple which use the XRP token. That is it, okay? But they're not there yet. They're nowhere near ready yet. So why get upset about forks? Why get upset about prices when the overall market is not ready for a run? It isn't. So if you want to learn some little snippets and nuggets from this sort of video, is because I'm ranting and raving a little bit, I know. But ultimately, don't get just don't get attached. So, 1 second, another hair in my fucking mouse. Hairs everywhere. Need a new mouse. Either way, right, let's look at the XRP chart. Now, I'm going to do it in Bitcoin because it's better. Reason being, if you've got some... If I can find it, where's it gone? Where's it gone? Have I just deleted it? Anyways, XRP USD. Yeah, it's a mess. We know that. It's obvious. It is an absolute calamity of a mess. But ultimately, you're not buying at $3. You're not buying at $4 where there were them highs. This is still could come down. This could still come down. We don't know yet what's going to happen with the Bitcoin dominance. Now, let me just go to XRP BTC because it's a lot better. If you've got a little bit of Bitcoin, most XRP fans don't have Bitcoin because they just don't believe in it. But I think that's stupid because it's a store of value. Ultimately, this is low. Doesn't matter what fence you're on, this is low. If you are an investor and you take a bit of risk, you buy these lows before certain things happen. This could come up. This could trend up a bit above the EMA 34 for the first time in a long time. Since the start of the year, guys. It's been an absolute bleed fest. It's been horrendous. But times could be changing. So there you go. Be patient. God. You're not going to lose any money if you're patient. Wait for the times to buy. Don't buy at the tops. Don't get excited. Don't be an idiot. Don't try and, shit on other people's coins over a nest because you believe you're holding the oracle. You're not. We're all in the same ecosystem. We're all here to do the same thing. We're all here to make the world a bit of a better place. But ultimately, if you're an XRP and you're buying at these levels, you probably will be rewarded at some point in the future. If you understand what you bought, most people don't understand what they bought. They do no research and they just believe whatever's on Twitter. They believe whatever people are saying. It is not going to go to $589. It's not going to go over $100. Probably not even going to go over $20. That's a fact of the matter.